Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. I have an organizational video for you, which normally would be part of my Tidy Tuesday series, which is a small series right now, but I was hoping to grow it. However, the latest organization that I just did was exactly what this group was working on for their group and for a YouTube hop. So I'm going to go ahead and join them for the first time and hop along with organizing our paper embellishments. So first up, I want to say that I don't separate out paper embellishments just because they're paper, but they often get their own space because they're flat. Now I want to say that I keep these types of embellishments in several different categories. So the first one here is by designer. Now right now, a lot of my designer paper and embellishments are in combos in these file folders. However, I am moving them into these bins, and this is largely my organization for all my embellishments is these bins. And you can see I have right now a couple of different categories of designers / manufacturers. So I've got Pink Fresh, I've got Simple Stories, Vicky Booten. I will have a Jen Hadfield when I get to that point. And so a couple of designers that I really like and purchase a lot of their embellishments are now going to live in this kind of divided bin. Well, I should say maybe in this long term, because this bin I'm not 100% satisfied with for various reasons. But I won't go into that too much, because the second category that I put my paper type embellishments is by theme. And again, these are mixed up largely with any other embellishments that I might have. So you can see I have this box with hanging tabbed dividers, and these categories are labeled in alphabetical order. And then whole sticker sheets will go in there by themselves along with the papers. But I also have a couple of pockets that I will keep stuff in. So this is a zipper pocket, and you can see in here, I've got stickers, I've got brads, I've got googly eyes. This is how I kept a lot of this kind of stuff, was in page protectors. And this was, before I had enough money to spend on higher quality storage dividers. But you can see all the papery things in there, like tags and ephemera and whatnot. However, this is how I'm moving everything to these days. And that is because this system is working very well for me. I use this system with my stamps, which is how Jennifer McGuire does it, with using pocket dividers, pocket storage pouches, and whatnot. So you can see if I haven't opened a package yet, it might just be tucked in there by itself. But I find once those packages are opened, they're pretty fragile. They tend to rip out frequently, and then things spilled. And you can see that's my stamp storage organization. And I totally got this from Jennifer McGuire and decided to carry it over into a lot of my other organization, because I really like the flip and pull aspect of this style of organization. Now, when the packaging that the product comes in is sturdy enough, like this particular Prima chipboard set, I will just keep that packaging and go ahead and use it. But like I said, a lot of the packaging is not intended to last a long time. In that case, I will take things out and put them into these storage pockets. Now, I do have two different sizes that I use on a regular basis. I'm trying a third smaller size. I'm not quite sure I like it yet, but these two sizes, I will link you up below if you're interested in this kind of thing. And this is working really, really well for me. Now you can see I still have some of my embellishments in here in those old page protectors. And in that case, I will just fold them down so that they will tuck inside of these bins. And this is just a fridge bin from a kitchen department. And those bins can be a little bit pricey. But like I said, this is really working well for me. So at this point that I can have a little bit of money to spend on those kinds of things. And here's a closer look at that bin. I also use these very inexpensive bookends inside of my bins to help keep things from flopping over. And that is a super simple solution, and it's adjustable. So I really like that. So before I started using those bins for storage, I was using some of these pouches, and that worked especially well for 12 by 12 sized chipboard sheets, which isn't as common these days. But with these full-size products, I am going to cut them down cut them in half. Sometimes I'll squiggle my line through because exactly half might cut through a product. But I'll make generally half, and I'm going to put them in the storage pouches. So I have a few of those that I need to work on, but some oversized product like doilies and cut files that are 12 by 12 will need to stay in these extra pockets here. Now I do save my embellishment strips from, or not embellishment strips, branding strips from my pattern papers for using as embellishments. So I do have a category for that as well. And it needs to be shifted over to my other section. So the other thing that, this is the final category, and actually it's my biggest category of how I store embellishments. This is for all of the variety of bits and pieces. So I've got tags, I've got journaling spots, I've got frames, I've got, you know, all the non-papery stuff like wood veneer, cork, things like that. But you can see me pulling out a few categories that are just entirely papery. And these are either things that I have found that I don't need to keep in their own categories. Either I'm done with that theme, or there's just not enough pieces left in a designer's collection or whatnot. Then I will break them apart and put them into these general item categories. And I do have a full video on these bins. If you're interested in that, I will link you up to that. All right, so that is a general overview of how I store my papery style embellishments. I hope that if you're a current subscriber, that you'll go check out the other people on the hop. All those links will be down below. And if you're hopping from somebody else's channel, welcome and thank you for being here. I hope I've provided something useful. Until next time, I hope you have an artful day.